Alright, I just saw someone pop in. I'm gonna assume that was you, Scott. Um, we're... I'm debating what to do right now. We can either... I spent a lot of time getting good blood gems because, the next part of the game that we're gonna be in is, well, one of the parts is gonna be potentially really difficult, and that's the DLC content. Can either do that, or we can, actually, I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and go a little bit in with the main quest. I'm not sure if you remember, but the last time we defeated the undead amalgamation monster, the One Reborn. So we're gonna go back to where we defeated it, in Yahar'gul, which is the headquarters of the School of Mensis, one of the branches of the upper echelons of the church. There's the choir and the School of Mensis. Oh, shit. Excuse me. Alright, so this is the area, ahead of where we, battled the One Reborn and where it was summoned. We see a bunch of mummies with cages on their heads. There's not much detail on them, but we're going to inspect them. And we're back inside the lecture building. I think, pretty sure you were here for one of our sorties in here. You were in here one time before on the bottom floor. And that was when we went to the Nightmare Frontier and fought the Amygdala. So we're gonna be, like I said, I spent a lot of time getting good blood gems for the later for the DLC. So we're gonna be punching below our weight again. We have more jars with eyeballs in here, and we see a little note here. So I've never seen what's in there. Can't tell what that is. It might be a brain or something. But we have a note right here. Hunt the Great Ones. Hunt the Great Ones. Uh-oh. Master Willem was right. Evolution without courage will be the ruin of our race. Alright, we're gonna check to make sure we don't miss anything. In the other room here. So that just leads to the corridor out here. sedative there. We already have enough of that. Oh, whoa, I didn't. I actually didn't see that guy up there. I forgot he was there. One of those thank you, Dark Souls moments. Over here for that. There's actually a little secret that we're gonna pop over as we kill that thing. It's one of the church giants. Normally when they have enemies like this in certain areas, it implies connections with other parts of the game. So a presence from the church here means that the church was at some point, possibly in the later stages of Byrgenwerth, they had at least some presence in Byrgenwerth. And we're gonna kill this guy because there's a secret down here where he's standing. Bloodstone shards. Alright, I'm not sure if you remember, but there was a voice in the Forbidden Woods that gave us the Tonsil Stone, which allowed us to go into the Nightmare Byrgenwerth in the first place, on the first floor. And we talked to, we didn't see all of them, but we talked to a face in the window of the door on this side right here. Down there, and he was telling us to go into the Nightmare Frontier, and then what would have happened if we had done this before? We didn't do this next part I'm going to talk about because we didn't have enough blood vials and poison removing tabs. Didn't want to waste those, but at a certain point, you follow a trail of golden coins, and there's an item, another shiny thing, at the end of it. And then this guy pushes the guy who talked to you and the guy who told you to come into the Nightmare Frontier, pushes you down into the poison, and he says, "Don't dally, you lucky scamp. The gift of the Godhead cometh." And we defeat the Amygdala. And we're gonna come down here. And I'm sure you remember the nightmare spiders. You're gonna see what I'm talking about in a second. That's the guy. Or the thing, really. So we're gonna... Yep, we gained some insight from seeing him. We're gonna talk to him.
This cannot be. You cannot be. No, you didn't. Lord Amygdala? Well, how did this come to pass?
Now this is a recurring theme in the Dark Souls games. There's a character named Patches. He will always dangle treasure in front of you and then kick you down into like a pit or some other dangerous situation to hope you die and then get your stuff. Eventually, if you don't kill him, he just he becomes a merchant in whatever hub that you have. I don't think this guy does anything like that, so we're gonna exhaust his dialogue options.
Now, wait just a moment. Do you think ill of me? Me?
And because of my nature, I'm gonna say not at all.
Indeed, I should think not. I shared with you a thing most secret. Now you're witness to a miracle, and all the stronger for it. You shall appreciate it if you've a grain of gratitude in you. Yes. Appreciate it.
So you can glean from that he didn't have the intention in the literal words that he just spoke to us. He had I'm not necessarily sure of if ill will was the right word for it, but we're gonna exhaust the dialogue options here.
Such details are trifling. We're fast friends by now. Let this express what words cannot.
Gives us a stamina rune.
Oh, doubt me not, sweet compeer. What is friendship but a chance encounter? Well met. My apologies, but I feel a profound thought occurring on the good grace of a certain god and the way he meted out his love. Well, my apologies. On the good grace.
And I don't think ill of him, but he still threw us off a cliff to die, pretty much. So fuck you.
That was uncharitably done. That was uncharitably done, dear friend.
He gives us some great one's wisdom. So yeah, like I guess I do kind of feel ill will towards him, but I mean, on the other hand, it's like, well, I mean, we survived the thing, and we are actually stronger for it. So I can't say that I'm that I wish I didn't meet him, that kind of thing, you know. Okay, so now we're going into the nightmare again, a different nightmare. We're gonna see if we can get through this next part without getting invaded, because this is one of the areas in the game that you can get invaded without ringing your bell and having someone else summoned with you. And before I forget, we're gonna get the sedatives out here. So we have more of the Loran Silver Beasts here. Sometimes the Loran Silver Beast will have these worms inside of them, and if they do, if you don't kill them with a visceral attack or fire, the worms will pop out. Now we have something up there that induces frenzy. Alright, yeah, we're gonna see if we can get through this next part without getting invaded. If we do, then I'll see if I can handle the first one. And if I can't, we'll, well, what do you call it? We'll disconnect. And we'll, go offline here. See, even, you get the impression that there's a malevolent presence, staring at you from where that thing is glowing. Because even when it's, you're losing health even when your frenzy meter isn't full. So it's stabbing you with its gaze. You see spears coming into you at that point. Alright, we're gonna see if we can handle this guy. We're probably not going to be able to because PvP is not my bag. We're gonna have to, Alright, we got lucky there. We got lucky mainly because this is a Blood Tinge and skill build, and we have runes that greatly increase the strength of our visceral attacks. Alright, what we're gonna do next is take these things here. Because these guys throw rocks, and they're pretty dangerous, so we're gonna do that to him. Hopefully they attack him instead. Yep. Got a bloodstone chunk there. Okay, so we're gonna charge into this room here real quick because the bell ringing woman is in the next area here. Like I said, we got lucky. One of the reasons I hate PvP is because a lot of the time it doesn't really it boils down to skill, and a lot of times yes, but unfortunately, one of the other things that is a major factor in deciding who wins and who loses is your connection speed. And I think that's total horseshit. So now nobody's going to be able to invade us. We got a bunch of spiders in here. We're going to have to deal with them carefully. We're going to have to deal carefully with the big one, especially. That is a humongous spider. I mean, I don't mind spiders all that much necessarily, because if they're in your house, that means they're eating other pests. But they still creep me the fuck out. We're gonna get the little guys out of the way first. And we're gonna have to cheese the big guy, because it really sucks fighting that guy just up close. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna poison him. Oh, no, wrong one. Whoop. I thought we were gonna poison him, but we're actually gonna have to go over here. Okay, yeah. We're gonna throw a bomb at him to finish him off. Get fucked. There's one more spider over there. Got some more shaman bone blades over here, so that's gonna be useful. Over here, we have an NPC hunter. Oh, also, I'm not sure if you noticed this, Scott, but there's eyeballs growing on the walls with spider webs. I think that's, that has something to do with something in the game, but I can't remember what. I'm not sure if you heard that, but there's a baby crying. Here we have what looks like an NPC hunter who is a member of the Healing Church, because he has Ludwig's Holy Blade, and he's holding in his offhand a ranged weapon that's unique to the choir. It's like the flame sprayer, but yeah. See what I mentioned about punching below our weight. I mean, this place is hard to begin with a lot of the time, but I mean, that's only because I chose to get the blood gems anyway. Okay, so never poked around over here before. Let's see if there's anything. Nope. Anything? Oh, there's a chest over here. I wonder what this is. Beware of treasure, therefore turn back. Oh, it's ritual material. We're gonna get a shortcut down here. There's also some more upgrade materials down here. I was wrong. We have the one of the eye runes here. You weren't here when I got it, but I went back over to Bergenworth at one point. And I actually killed Provost Willem, and that's because he actually has in his possession this eye rune. A secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Bergenworth. A transcription of I, as spoken by left-behind Great Ones. Allows one to make additional discoveries. I symbolize the truth Master Willem sought in his research. Disillusioned by the limits of human intellect, Master Willem looked to beings from higher planes for guidance, and sought to line his brain with eyes in order to elevate his thoughts. Let's see if there's anything else over here. I don't think so. Nope. We're going to charge back over here. I'll take a sedative. And since we have the shortcut here, we're actually going to go back into the Hunter's Dream real quick. Get more blood vials. So yeah, back to when I got invaded there. I was actually really lucky with that visceral attack, because that guy had a strength build, and it had the whirligig saw. That's a really powerful weapon for strength builds. If I hadn't gotten that stun on him and did the visceral attack, that fight would have gone very differently. But seeing as I did, we managed to kill him. And additionally, I have 2 runes on here for visceral attacks. One for 20, one for 30. So my visceral attacks do 50% more damage, and I'm a skill build, which increases visceral attack damage in the first place. So, yeah, it's pretty nasty. I also could have used this weapon if I wanted. It scales off of Blood Tinge in its transformed mode. But the problem with that weapon is that it drains your health when you use it. You can counterbalance it with a gem on your gun or on the weapon itself to regenerate your health. But it's a double-edged sword, even though it only has the one edge. All right, going back into the nightmare of Mensis. Sorry, my headset fell off. Oh shit. Wrong lamp. Now, if we have enough time, after we get this next part done, we'll go into the first part of the DLC. I'm debating whether or not to, actually do the last part of the, Alright, this is what we'll do. We'll do the next boss fight, see how long it takes us. And then, if I decide to do the last part of this area, we'll go offline first. We'll go back online when we find where the bell-ringing woman spawns. We'll kill her after we go back online, then we'll do the rest of it. Now, a lot of these guys won't actually attack you at first, but I'm going to kill them anyway, because if you get bunched up with them, they actually will attack you. And I prefer not to have them on my back. Now, this next guy over here, his type are actually openly hostile when they see you, so we're going to kill him. I'm not sure why these guys do rapid poison damage, but they do. This next part's gonna has one enemy that's really kind of freaky. Got a crow with a dog's head. Got some more of these guys over here. And we got a dog with a crow's head. Oh. Thank you, Dark Souls. Alright, so now we get to go all the way back up. Kill these guys again. Actually, since these guys are sort of safe, I'll show you the Chikage, the blood weapon that I mentioned. let's see if I can get a close-up on when it transforms. So, it looks like you cut yourself on your palm, and then you get the blood on it that way. Alright, let's see if we can get that item that we failed to get this time here. I'm gonna go back to Arcane. Who has our blood echoes? Oh, he does. Okay, let's kill him with fire again. Let's see if we can do this without killing ourselves this time. Okay, whew. Alright. That's a blood gem we're probably not going to use. We already have better ones. Alright, now we're gonna do this here, in case we die up here. This is a shortcut down to the other lamp. Gonna go over here and get the stuff over here. Got another one of those crow dogs. Some more bloodstone chunks. So now we're coming up on the next boss fight here. Oh, hang on. Now, I'm not sure what's up with these enemies, but they're unique to this area of the game and some of the chalice enemies. And here we go.
Some say cosm. Do you hear our prayers? No, we shall not abandon the dream. No one can catch us. No one can stop us now.
Kalash, host of the nightmare. Okay, yep, we got... This boss fight's kind of dumb because we have to chase him a while. I have to be careful, because, as I'm sure you saw, he actually casts spells. I've heard some people speculate that because he only really casts spells and doesn't do much actual fighting against you, that's indicative of him being a scholar and not a warrior.
Oh, majestic! A hunter is a hunter even in a dream. But alas, not too fast. The nightmare swirls and churns unending.
I forgot where to go for a second. I was like, that's not usually where it is.
Some say cosmic. More praise.
Oh wait, we're going the wrong way. Alright, he's down there. And we're going to be careful in this next phase because he actually casts a call beyond. Which is very... I'm not entirely sure if we'll be able to withstand a direct hit from that spell. Let's listen to what he says.
As you once did for the vacuous grant us eyes. Our eyes are
so now we're gonna kill him. Hopefully. I'm not sure if I'll get one-shotted by Call Me On or not. Whoa, okay. Oh no. It still hits pretty hard. Oh no! Okay, good, he didn't do a visceral attack on us. Gave us an item. Let's take a... Oh, yep, that's right. We got a cutscene here. Got a drawbridge raising up. This will bring us into the next area. Alright, let's take a look at what the Mensis cage says. The School of Mensis controls the unseen village. This hexagonal iron cage suggests their strange ways. The cage is a device that restrains the will of the self, allowing one to see the profane world for what it is. It also serves as an antenna that facilitates contact with the Great Ones of the Dream. But to an observer, the iron cage appears to be precisely what delivered them into their harrowing nightmare. And I'm not sure what. I'll decide what to do after I come down here and take a. There's a couple of things down here that I need here. Iron door key. We'll use that later. Kin cold blood. All right. And there was an item or two back down this way that we're gonna grab. Yep. There was one of the little upgrade material guys here. Yep, there he is. check and see if that's you or Anya. I sent her a message earlier. Well, that's actually... I don't that's actually a good question, Scott. I don't remember if that's part of it, but the first word, like, cause, that's actually something we'll see about in the DLC. He talks about cause and cosm. It's implied that's the name of a great one, because he says, "As you once did for the vacuous Rom, grant us eyes. Plant eyes in our brain to cleanse us of our beastly idiocy." The word that they use to describe the spider Rom, vacuous, it's, how was it said? Oh yeah, it's, the word vacuous is in the sense that, it's like idiocy, in the sense of, like, you know, pure, thoughtlessness, like how it's a state of enlightenment in some cases, but it's not quite true enlightenment. So like Rom is a great one, but it's not a true great one. That's what it implies. And it also implies that cause is a true great one. For now, we're going to take a look at the rune that we picked up. A secret symbol left by Carol, the runesmith of Bergenworth. A transcription of Moon as spoken by the Great Ones inhabiting the Nightmare. Gain more blood echoes. The Great Ones that inhabit the Nightmare are sympathetic in spirit and often answer when called upon. Now, there was a bit where the doll... I don't know if you watched this video, but there's a bit that you can see the doll in the dream, where she's sitting, kneeling in front of a grave, and she says, "O Flora of the Moon of the Dream." And there's a great one named the Moon Presence. It's mentioned in the church workshop. It's mentioned that Lawrence and Willem and Gehrman beckoned the Moon Presence. So the fact that we found the Moon Rune inside this dream means that the Moon Presence has a hand in here. We'll also see something implying the presence of the formless one, Odin, but I'm not sure if I want to do that here. We're going to go back into the Hunter's Dream for now, but I want to ask you what you want to do, Scott. Do you want to... shall we finish this path here, or shall we go into the DLC? Just gonna fool around with this here for a minute, and I think that's your answer. Alright then, I'm gonna upgrade one or two things here, then we'll crack, we'll Philip DeFranco right into it, you beautiful bastard. Alright, let's see here. What do I wanna... We'll do this one. And then this one. Okay. And now, because that area especially sucks to get invaded in, we're going to exit, we're going to go into offline mode, then we're going to work our way to where the whatchamacallit, the Bell Maiden is. And then we're going to kill her when we get back online, then we're going to finish the path. Alright. Okay. Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna check something else over here. We're gonna put some gems on this one. Okay. Off we go. Switch this over to Arcane again. We're gonna go fuck these boys up. Because we have some upgrade material here. And over there, I'm not sure if you heard it, but we hear the singing of the Winter Lanterns over there. Let's see if I can spot her. Or it. I don't know if these things have a gender. Let me see. Alright, she must be behind there. Now there's a way we can get down there, but we're not going to do that right now. And I'm not sure if you remember, but these guys are they're a weaker version of them, but they were in front of the Bergenworth school. The Shadows of Yharnam. And that'll become relevant in a bit. part of the reason I was saying it sucks to get invaded here is because we've got the pigs up here. A few of them. I don't know what was up with that. Usually that maybe he was glitched out for a second. I'm sure you noticed this, Scott, but they've got eyeballs on their head. A whole bunch of eyeballs. Pretty freaky, huh? Alright, now we're gonna draw a couple of these guys over here and fuck these boys up. If we can hit them. Yep, we got one of them. Don't want to do too many of them at once. Bloodborne's a lot like fighting in real life for most people. In the fact that if you try to take on more than one person at a time, your odds of getting a positive result out of that fight drop significantly. Fuck it. Let's go fuck these boys up. We're gonna refill our Quicksilver bullets here. Alright, we're gonna quit out. And I actually think what we're gonna do, we are gonna go on to another one of our characters and do the last part of this. Do the last part of this there on them, because if we want to finish if we're talking about finishing the game, the last two boss fights I've never done before, so I'm gonna do them on a character that I feel comfortable with here. I'm not too comfortable with Slayer just now. And also, if we beat the last two bosses, we go into New Game Plus, and that affects the DLC as well. And I've already done the DLC on these three characters, so I kind of don't want to do DLC on this guy yet. After we do the last two bosses, we'll do the DLC. I think we're gonna do my we're gonna do my going to do my skill character here. Because visceral attacks are going to help us. Alright, now we're gonna... After we do this next part, we're gonna get the true ending, because with all these characters, I've done the... I've eaten the 2/3 chords, or 3/3 chords, whatever the hell it is. And that's gonna lead us to the... ordinarily, if you don't eat the 2/3 chords, you get the second ending. And that leads to a different outcome. The true ending for Bloodborne, the true point of it, comes out with the true ending. Alright, so let's make sure I've got... Let me refamiliarize myself with all this. Uncanny Bowblade, Rakuyo. Alright, we're just going to use these two. Alright. Back into the nightmare. And I believe I have the shortcut over here available to the boss room. And again, we're going to be punching below our weight with this, so the boss fight might be over pretty easily. But again, I've never done the last two boss fights before, so this is going to be new for you and me. Oh. Okay, well, I gotta charge through all these guys here. See if I can do that. Oh, that was close. See if I can charge past the piggies. And I'm not sure if you remember, but this woman was... at the area where we defeated Rom before the Red Moon descended, and we heard the baby crying. And as you can see in her midriff, there's blood there. And she's shackled. Pretty sure. And her sunken cheeks and her facial structure, they're very similar to the Temerians. Here we have more Mensis mummies. I haven't done this boss fight in a while either. Oh, jeez. Front row. Oh, jeez. Boy. Uh-oh. Got me in a corner. Jeez. Okay, I was trying to find something, but I couldn't execute the plan. Should have had it on my my tool belt before we started. Let's see what this one says. A great relic, also known as the Cord of the Eye. Every infant great one has their precursor to the umbilical cord. This precursor to the umbilical cord. Every great one loses its child and then yearns for a surrogate. This cord granted Mensis audience with Murgo, but resulted in the stillbirth of their brains. Used to gain insight, and so they say, eyes on the inside. Although no one remembers what that truly entails.
Good hunter, you have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Alright. Final boss time. We're gonna equip this thingamabobber that lets us dodge quicker. And I've already done the one. We'll do another run through of this boss with the first ending, which is the submit ending. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do the final two boss fights, and we're gonna finish the game.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream. Dear, oh dear. What was it? The hunt? The blood? Or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gammon joins the hunt.
now I don't think we're gonna have enough. We're gonna have to probably have to try the final boss fight again, because I don't think we're gonna have enough blood vials to go through with it. Yeah, we're definitely not going to have enough blood vials to get through it. Yep, nope, definitely not.
Must accept your death.
Okay, so... Yep, we're gonna... Like I said, this is a first for me and you here. Alright, let's try it one more time. that's the moon presence. The creator of this, of the Hunter's Dream. Nightmare slain.
Are you cold? Oh, good hunter.
All right, that's the end of the main game. We're gonna go back to the Hunter's Dream for this. Gonna just skip the credits. After you finish the game, it immediately drops you into New Game Plus. So that's why I wanted to do this on a character that I wanted to do that on a character that I've already done the DLC on.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
Ah, you found yourself a hunter.
Okay. Let me, text me and let me know what you thought about that, Scott. Now that we've finished through the game, I'll actually be able to, I'll send you, a link to a video, a couple of videos talking about the ending. Oh yeah, before I forget, we'll take a look at the old hunter badge. This hunter's badge, crafted in Gehrman's time, has no practical purpose, except perhaps to assist in romanticizing about the past. The badge was a special privilege for the hunters of the past, and should not be dishonored. It should be left in peace, unless one is truly prepared to assume the will of those gone before. Back up here. I'm gonna go into the hunter's dream. Alright, someone put up a comment there. Let me get into my YouTube app and see what it was. I'm not sure if it was you or not, Scott. See what it was. I'm not sure if it was you or not, Scott. Somebody I don't know. I'm not sure if it was you or not, Scott. Alright. They were talking, the comment was New Game Plus. I think actually Soccer Addict might be you, Scott. I can't remember. Alright, let me check that real quick. Alright, yeah, someone else I didn't know. That's alright. I am broadcasting this publicly. This is, anyone who cares to be listening to this, I'm just doing this kind of thing for my friends since, one, we're supposed to be quarantining ourselves, and two, my back is really fucked up, so I can't really do much of anything anyway, in terms of, doing stuff with them. So this is one of the only things I can do, and they actually like these video games. I believe, Scott, it's getting around time for you to go, so we're gonna leave it at that for today. When I log off here, make sure you let me know what you thought, and I'll send you a couple of videos. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in a bit, Scott.